We are live. What's up, Marvel fans? Armand for E equals MCU. Today, I want to go over an article I read last night from the MCU Direct. It was an article by Sam Hargrave talking about the Great Reset, is what they're calling it for Secret Wars. Okay, so they're saying that Avengers Secret Wars is going to be a reset. In the article, it goes on to talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. colliding with this reset. All right. And it goes on to talk about how they made Daredevil canon and the Netflix shows canon to the MCU, but that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. have been a thorn in Kevin Feige's side. And what really drew me to this article is the fact that it's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So anytime they talk about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I'm going to chime in. Now, the article goes on to say that Marvel would be better off, and he's predicting that they're going to leave Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. behind. And that's not really much of a surprise considering nobody from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. have popped up since. Coulson is only spoken of in past tense, so they're still treating him like he's dead from the Avengers 2012 movie. The article goes on to talk about, the differences between, the fact that they had a different Darkhold and a different lore for the Darkhold. Talks about the problematic issues with that. It talks about the problematic issues with the timeline and the things that they were doing in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Goes on to talk about the issue with Ghost Rider, Robbie Reyes, because in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Robbie Reyes gets paid a visit by Johnny Blaze, and that's how he becomes Ghost Rider. It's not clear whether or not Marvel wants to do that, but there was talk of the Night Sons, and Robbie Reyes will probably not be the MCU's Ghost Rider at that point. Although there were reports a while back that they were doing Ghost Riders, and it would be what was it? Is it Johnny Ketch or no? No, not Johnny Ketch. I can't remember the other guy's name, but it's Ketch, Blaze, Robbie Reyes, and there was gonna be multiple Ghost Riders. With Midnight Suns being in development, they're planning on having Ghost Rider headline Midnight Suns. So that will be problematic. And basically, it sounds like Feige and Marvel Studios will be using Secret Wars not to reboot, but to reset. And the article said specifically 75% to 80% of the things they'll keep for the main continuity in the MCU that's already occurred. And then they can kind of do away with the 20% or so that they did not like about the MCU. They can correct deaths. Like there are rumors that they're going to bring Kilgrave back for Jessica Jones. So there's like certain deaths of certain characters they plan on remaking or bringing them back so that they can move forward with their universe pretty much with a full deck of cards. So my thoughts on that article, it is just speculation, but I think most Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fans don't even debate this. Like, it's canon to those of us who watched it because the events directly tie into the main continuity line of the MCU. Now, I've made videos in the past, and I do think that they could always just say that this was a kind of especially doing the multiverse saga, they could have always just come out and said that this was in a universe where, similar things happened, but everything didn't happen the same way. That's how I thought they would explain it, but they're not even touching it. And I know that this is on Brad Winderbaum's radar. I know it is because he's brought it up before. It's just a matter of what they want to do with it or how they want to address it. So for me, the events happened. It should be canon or canonized, and it'd be cool to have those characters come back to explain it because The thing about it is when you have that many seasons of a show and you have you vested time into those characters would have been perfect to use for Secret Invasion. Like the only thing they tried to give us in Secret Invasion was basically Rhodey saying that he was a Skrull. Okay. And then Agent what am I blanking on his name? Martin Freeman's character, to say that he was a Skrull. And we've had time with them, but you can't have an invasion if they're just taking over two people. Like you needed more characters for it to really feel like a secret invasion, in my opinion. And I think a lot of the characters from that time period they could have brought back and used in that way. And then if you just make Gaia the actual Skrull Queen, and just did something different with her arc, it probably would have had a better show. You could have kept like 75% of the show, added in that other 25%, and I bet you people wouldn't hate the show. So, and not killing Maria Hill, which I suspect she's one of the deaths that maybe they want to be like, maybe we shouldn't have killed Maria Hill. So I have a feeling by the end of Secret Wars, when the Russo brothers kind of set the MCU going forward for how they envision it, you'll probably get all of these revives, and Maria Hill will pop up and be walking around and everybody will go crazy because like, oh, she's back, and Coulson might come back. Who knows? You don't really know how the Russo brothers see it, but yeah, I suspected that this is how they were going to handle it once WandaVision did the Darkhold, and it was not the same book, and it did not have anything to do with what they were doing on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's kind of what happens. So for the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fans out there, let me know how you guys feel in the comment section. How do you feel about the show? How do you feel about them trying to decanonize Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? And at this point, Cloak and Dagger and the Runaways are like the only other two properties, or Hellstrom. Those are the only other properties they haven't canonized or spoken about. I suspect we may get younger versions of them. That's why, so they won't canonize those shows, because that's IP for them moving forward. If they could do another TV show off of at a later time, so let me know down in the comment section how you feel about Secret Wars being the great reset, so to speak. So that's the news for today. I encourage you to go to MCU Direct and read that article. And until next time, I'm out.